Alright, so this is a normal distribution, and that's a technical name for a bell curve showing the scores for 8th grade math tests in the state of New York. Okay, it says they're normally distributed. You can see that. That just means they form a bell curve. Okay, it says what is the mean test score? The mean on a bell curve always occurs right in the middle. So it looks like this is, I think this is a little bit off center here. They don't have very good lines here. So my picture, this thing right here is supposed to be 650. I don't know why it's off center. This is 700. So this would be 660. This is 670. Nope, sorry, that's my mistakes. I'm going to move those over so it's not off center. It looked like it was for a sec. Okay, so this number right here, this number is 660. This is 670. This is 680, and this is 690. And if we trace this down, okay, it looks like it's falling right between 670 and 680. Okay, so that means the mean score right here is going to be 675. I'm using mu because this is the entire population of 8th graders in New York. Okay, and then it also says estimate the standard deviation. Remember, the standard deviation occurs within like one inflection point. Okay, within one inflection point. So like right about here, and then let's say right about here. This is where right at those points you can see this graph starts to kind of curve the other way. That would be a single standard deviation. So what are these scores? That looks like about 640, and this looks like about, actually I think I drew that not quite straight, but let's say that's about 710. So the question is how far, if you're going from 675 to 640, or if you're going from 675 to 710, what would that be? And in each case it's 35. So that is a standard deviation for that particular. So the average test score is 675, the average standard deviation is 35. And let me just show you a slightly better looking picture than that. You can see it right there with the lines being shown. Okay, if you're curious how do you graph a bell curve in the calculator, I'll show you how to do it. You go to y equals, that's on the top left in the calculator. Okay, and then how do you get this normal PDF to show up? The way that you do that is you go to second vars. Vars is right under the arrow key. Second vars, and you want to select number 1. Number 1 says normal PDF. Okay, and then in there you would put x, because x is the value that you're graphing. You would put the mean. The mean is 675, and then you would put your standard deviation 35 right there. And then you might have to play around with the window. If you press window, you can kind of start to get it to look a little bit better than it might look. But you can see their window is going from y. Remember, these are the scores right here. So the test scores go from 550 to 800. So if you go to window, you could set your x min to be 550, and you could set your x max to be here. And then you can see the window for y is 0 to 0.02. Okay, so that's how you can graph it on the calculator.